Alright, I'm gonna make a tier list video. We're gonna make it short and sweet because I don't think there's much to say about most of the things in this game. Frag grenade, I'm gonna put this in B tier. It has good killing power, it can destroy good util very quickly, and it can also give you some pretty good destruction if you can place it correctly. You know, it can give you good vert on a new account. Drones, I think they're A tier. I think any observation tool in this game is going to be A tier because it's a safe way to check if someone's somewhere, and if you're dead, your teammates are dead, they can still help you during a round, whereas if you don't bring any cams, then they're just dead. Smoke. I think it's D. There's not many reasons to bring the smoke in the current meta of the game. You're not really trying to cut off anything. It's a very frag heavy meta, so I don't see a reason to try to use this as if there's like a reason to even do site executes. Unless you just feel like it. Flash grenade. I'm gonna have to put it probably in C above the smoke. Just because at least it can blind people, hopefully, maybe, if they're looking at it. You gotta stick it in S. Not only is this going to be your main way to open walls against a comp stack who's bringing mute jammers, but it's also just very good for knocking out their sights. They have hipfire accuracy now, they have to use their secondary now. This can mess up a lot of players if you're bringing on attack. It can also be used to mute trick on the defense if the mute jammer is banned. Impacts, I'm gonna say S. Probably over the EMPs, just because at least the impacts can do damage. They destroy every bulletproof in the game, they counter every shield in the game, and I mean, rushing is a meta right now, so anything that aids with that is great, and that's the impact. C4, I'm gonna say this is S tier. I'm going to put it behind the impact because this isn't about killing power, but overall utility, and like the C4 can net you kills every now and again, but the impact, you're generally going to be, like, this is a workhorse, right? This is like your throwable sledge. Fox Alarm, I'm going to say it's D tier. You can hear people in this game, even if they're slow walking. If not, you have to turn your volume up, or you need, like, new headsets, or you need IM. Incendiary, I'm going to say this is A tier. The reason being, you can flush out people on deployable shields. It's great to bring if you're actually playing shields, because you can safely, from behind a riot, deploy these by just left-clicking once and tapping it. You don't leave yourself open very long. So I think this is very good to bring on shields or against shields. Valkyrie camera, I'm going to put it probably above the drone just because you can hide it in better places than the drone. The drone has to be on somewhere it can jump to, or you can throw it on top of somewhere, but you can't really do that on attack too much unless it's like a really rare post plant, so I think Valk cam is better. Breach charge, I have to put it in like low A, just because, you know, it's good starting out to be able to open up a metal barricade or a door very quickly, or open vert without buying the sledge, or having impacts, or the C4, or spending your frags. So for that purpose, it does serve a good job, and it can break open reinforced walls if you put 3 of it, which isn't terrible, but it's still worse than the hard breach charge or the thermite. Speaking of the hard breach charge, I'm going to say that this is S tier. Not many things can efficiently get through a reinforced wall, but this can get through the reinforced wall pretty easily. I'm going to put it above the EMP because you don't always need the EMP, but you do need the hard breach charge. Claymore. This one I want to say is situational because it depends on where you place it. So I'm going to leave it situational for now. Deployable shield. Deployable shield. I'm going to have to say it's probably above Incendiary for me. Just because like you're forcing people to spend util to try and clear you. Unless you pop your head up for no reason. Barbed wire, this is D tier right now, just because like in the current rush meta, like people are carrying impacts, sledges, frags, like you're getting no mileage out of this. Bulletproof camera, I'm gonna put it between these two because you can throw this one, but this one you have to be able to reach it with your player character, so it's overall worse, but it does have good durability over the drone. Mute jammer, immediate S, I'm gonna put it probably above the EMP because, you know, it's better than the EMP because it's your primary counter to this, which is a big deal. Thermite, better than hard breach charge, but I'm gonna say situational, just because like there's not many times you need to always bring the thermite. It's just not great on every single site. Like it's great in garage sites. It's great on like the attic, main attic, but I don't see any other reason to use it. This doesn't mean it's bad. I think this is one of the best gadgets in the game. It's just like, let's think for instance, like surf shop. Not many times are you getting much mileage out of that. What a barricade, D tier. These are free on the map. Why waste a slot on it? Hack device. I put this as the lowest camera device because it is just a default camera. So like you don't get to choose where these are. They're always in the same spot. So you can't mix up where it is like these ones and like placing them somewhere. Knife. Generally, I'm gonna say it's like B tier below the frag, just because I think Sledge is just better in the current meta for like rushing and stuff. Like yes, you can open small peaks with it, but with the current meta revolver, which is the RSH-12, you can just do that with the RSH-12. Armor plate. Gonna have to say this is S. Most of the guns in the game cannot one-tap you if you have this on, whereas if you had armor taken off, they can now one-tap you. Things like Deagle Anaconda, they lose their one-tap property with this on, so this is definitely like up there. Sledge, I'm going to put it lower than the impact just because the impact is throwable. I think that the Sledge is still one of the best rush tools. I run it, alright? I do run it. Like these four, these are actually what I run. And I'll sometimes swap out the impact for the Thermite charge, which is why it's in situational. I'll sometimes swap out for Claymore because I don't really like running Claymores. I'd rather just kill people. I don't think they're bad. Just depends who you're playing up against. Ammo crate, situational. If you're running a shield loadout or you're running like the L1 DMR, I can see it having worth. But besides that, it's not great on everything. Crowbar, that's an easy D tier. I'll put it above the barricade because, you know, if you have really bad teammates and you're solo queuing, you can remove their terrible barricades. Middle barricade, I'm going to put it like maybe B, middle B, just because you do need to spend utility to get rid of it. You need to spend a Sledge charge, you need to spend an impact, you need to spend a C4 maybe, or a hard breach charge. So that's pretty good, but I don't have problems dealing with it, and I don't think it's worth bringing, because you immediately cut off the ability to melee open a hole in a wooden barricade to go for a short spawn peak. You just take that away completely. Repel, S tier, just for mobility alone. There's many spawn peaks you literally cannot do without this, so I'd say Repel is like one of the best things, probably alongside the armor plate, just because of where you can go with it. Reinforcement, gotta be S, gotta be S. Well, I'll put situational. The reason I say situational, and again, this whole situational category doesn't mean things that are bad, it literally means situational. I think reinforcements are great, but I don't have a reason to bring them on every site. I maybe bring them on garage if I'm fighting a comp stack. Main attic I'm fighting a comp stack. Garage on mall if I'm fighting a comp stack. I don't think I even bring it on oil rig. I do bring it sometimes on derelict, but I don't really always bring it. And then adrenal surge, I'm gonna have to say situational, because like how many times do you always have the guaranteed heal? Because like I'd sometimes rather have I'd rather have the armor plate and the Sledge maybe, rather than armor plate and adrenal surge. Just because like what if I don't get shot? I didn't get any mileage out of it, but I could have had more mileage, you know, maybe not dying to a one tap here and being able to break things open. Just not a trade I'm willing to make. Now I'm just gonna order them in the tiers. Honestly, yeah, this is pretty chill. I'm gonna keep it like this, I think. Or shoot, deployable shield, I don't know, because these are all observation gadgets, but deployable gets banned. I'm gonna keep it like this just because this is mostly a ranked tier list, and deployable usually getting banned or gets heavily countered by the current meta, so these are not countered by any metas besides getting banned. Yeah, this is my final tier list then. Thank you for watching.